to everybody coming in the room. All right. Making each day better, one song at a time. A daily antidote of song. Great day, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever we happen to be in this world. Happy journey to us all. I'm Arne. I'm your host for this special Tuesday edition, and it's special because it's Tuesday and we are all here. So that's what's up. And we are so thankful for the beautiful people at Carpe Diem Arts for bringing this to us every day. Give them two hands and shake a head. Two hands and shake a head. Okay, it's Tuesday, January 17th, 2023. I think we're in day 1017 already. So we'll get this party started by saying greetings to our Facebook Live family. Let's wave to everybody. Hey, Satara. And then let's give an exuberant hello to Jojo Rossi, the creator of this wonderful series, all the great people over at Carpe Diem Arts, and our magically delicious Zoom guru for the day, jamming on the one, jamming on the one, jamming on the one, Jaden. Thank you, Jaden. Okay, who's shrooming in the room with us today? We have Kevin. Hey, Kevin Ennis is here. Greetings to you, my friend. Great to see you. Kevin in DC is here. Arlene in sunny Berkeley. Thank you for being here. Jim in New York City. We appreciate you, sir. Gary Pausner is here with solutions. Dan in Vienna. Hello. Leah in Illinois. Greetings, greetings. My Bonnie in Boise, Idaho. Love to see you, girl. Susan in Seattle. Hello. Martha is here. Dory and Ollie made an appearance. How grateful are we for that? Thank you so much. Cricket is here. Cricket, you're going to be dancing in a minute. Get those dancing shoes ready. Hoda from British Columbia is here. Hello, hello. Dave in DC. It looks like you've got an instrument in your hand. I'm not sure. Ruth in Birmingham, UK. Good to see you, Ruth. Okay, it might be my glasses, Dave. All right. I'm here to look very studious. Okay, Aloysius, somewhere in the world, doing good things. Deli is here. Hello. Pauline in Newcastle, UK is here. Greetings, greetings. Trish in Victoria. Amanda and Miles in Michigan. Hello, hello. Sheila in Florida. Susan G. The quilter of life is here from Ohio, Ohio. Oh, my friend Storm is here. Hello to you, Storm. Good to see you. Good to see you. Luda, thank you for all the love in Victoria, BC. Yes, Storm, I see the orange. Thank you so much. I've got some over there I'm going to have for breakfast this morning. Don and Curly Tops are here. Hello, hello. Susan, and I think that's Tacoma Park. I think that's what that says. Great. Ann in Silver Spring is here. Ralph and Victoria is here. My girl Kathleen in Albuquerque. Hello, hello. Deborah in Kentucky's here. Kat Cox in Vermont. Hey, Kat. Annette in California is here. Kate is in cold Charlotte. Warm up, Kate. We're going to give you something to warm up with. Nancy with the Moo Cow is here. Jane in Texas is here. And then off camera, we've got Bronwyn in Victoria, BC. Hey, Jean in Pittsburgh just showed up. Great to see you. Karen in Oregon. Tom in, that might be Nashville. I'm not sure. Archie or Hindi. Archie and Hindi. Or one of the both. They're all here. Sandy E. in Western North Carolina. Dick and Kathy are here in Victoria. I'm here with baby Bobby Seal. All right. Jane in Maryland is here. Jenny in Suffolk, UK. We've got LMG. We've got my friend Caroline in DC. Bob is on the iPhone. Linda Rose is here. Tusi is also here. And Mabel. Yes, Mabel is here. And I know there's some dancing bears nearby. Fantastic, fantastic. Great to see everybody. If this is your first time coming to the Daily Antidote Room, this is the time now to identify yourselves. Leave your name in the chat. Just need a first name, the city, the country, and really how you found Daily Antidote of Song on day 1017. All right, let's do what we're here for. New year, new month, new friends. Today we are welcoming a two-time Radio 2 Folk Award nominee, Cohen Braithwaite-Kilcoyne. That sounds so proper. I feel like I want to put my pinky out. He is at the forefront of his generation of English folk musicians as both a powerful and commanding singer and a masterful player of the Anglo concertina and melodeon. Traditional ballads, songs, and tunes form the basis of his repertoire, but there's also a smattering of Baroque, Renaissance, ragtime, music hall. Shall I say there's some dance hall up in there? We're going to find out. It's all thrown in for good measure and for a good time. We are welcoming him to lead us in song, coming from us to us from across the pond in Flintshire, in North Wales. Everybody, show your daily antidote love by putting your hands up and together for the one and only Cohen Braithwaite-Kilcoyne. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello. Lovely to see
How
you.
are
Lovely
you?
to join you here. I'm very good, thank you very much.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, let's get into it. Tell us the name of the song that you've chosen to share, and will you please teach us our part so that we can sing along with you?
Of course I will. Um, Today's song is it's a song called Tacoma's Song, um, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it afterwards. But your bit, all of the verses are in the chat, but your bit that I'd particularly like you to join in on comes at the end of every verse, where essentially the last line of each verse repeats. On some of the verses, the last line is if you'll only be my true lover, if you'll only be my true lover, if you'll only be my true lover. Sometimes it's just if you'll only be my true lover, or I will never be your true lover, or some
Okay, so,
variant of that.
okay, so break it down. So, if you want to be my true lover, tell us again how, line by line, please.
So, just this one. If you'll only be my true lover.
If you'll only be my true lover.
Lovely job. So that's the end of some of the verses, and of some of the other verses, it's I will never be your true lover.
I will never be your true lover.
And in one of the verses, it's I will always be your true lover.
I will always be your true lover. That
Lovely
work?
job. Absolutely spot
Okay.
on. Spot
All
on.
right.
Perfect.
All right.
Hopefully, it should be clear throughout which one of those becomes relevant. It's essentially, you'll hear in the song, it's a repeat of the line that comes before. It's a very sort of structural, repetitive song. Hopefully, you'll cotton on by the end.
All right. Anyway.
Lovely job. This is Tacoma's song. I will make you have the present of a nice gold watch, to wear it in the streets, to let the people see. If you'll only be my true lover, if you'll only be my true lover. No, 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 not for all your gold watch. I will never be your true lover. I will never be your true lover. I will make you have the present of a nice gold chain, to wear it in the streets, to let the people see. If you'll only be my true lover, if you'll only be my true lover. No, 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 not for all your gold chain. I will never be your true lover. I will never be your true lover. I will make you have the present of a nice coach and six, to ride about all day and let the people see. If you'll only be my true lover, if you'll only be my true lover. No, 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 not your coach nor your six. I will never be your true lover. I will never be your true lover. I will make you have the present of houses and land, to walk about all day and let the people see. If you'll only be my true lover, if you'll only be my true lover. No, 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 not your house nor your land. I will never be your true lover. I will never be your true lover. of the key to my heart. Married we will be and will never, never part. If you're lonely, be my true lover. If you're lonely, be my true lover. Yes, 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 for the key to your heart. I will always be your true lover. I will always be your true lover.
Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Everybody, Cohen Braithwaite-Kilcoyne. Miles, I saw that part heart. That was a perfect heart. Okay, Cohen, that's quite a delightful song, but I'm confused. On one hand, the person seems to be saying, I will give you all these things if you'll be my true lover, and then we'll come back and say, but I will never be your true lover. Please explain. I'm confused.
So it's essentially a dialogue song. There's kind of two characters, and the titular character Tacoma is trying to win the love of another of a woman who I might talk in a moment about where the song comes from, but the woman she's actually a witch, and Tacoma's trying to buy her love with these various costly prizes and possessions, houses and land, and coach and horses and jewelry, etc. And she obviously refuses that, but in the end, all she needed was to be convinced by him offering his true love and the key to his heart. Um, and that's all he needed to do.
Oh, Cohen, bringing true love to us right before Valentine's Day. We're
Oh,
quite
I
impressed.
hadn't even thought of it.
It sounded like bribery, but I'm liking how you brought the story forward. Tell us a little bit about the story, the origins of the song, actually, because I know your music is really rooted in English folk tradition. You're celebrating the age-old musical heritage of the land. Was it West Midlands where you grew up?
That's where I came from. Is the West Midlands, city called Birmingham, which is England's second city. It's the second largest city in England, second largest city in the UK, which is where I spent many of my formative years. And I don't live there anymore. I've since moved to Flint, as you mentioned at the start, in North Wales. So I've crossed the border from England to Wales. Which is it's been an interesting time. I've been here for about 6 months, and it's lovely. Wales is a very historic country. It's got more castles per square inch, or however you want to measure it, than any other country in the world. So I'm told. There is in
Wow,
fact a
wow.
castle about 100 yards that way.
Are these castles occupied, or do people just use them for tourism? What happens with that?
A real combination. The one by us is essentially just like it's kind of where the teenagers go to smoke and drink. It's sort of it's dilapidated. You don't have to pay to go in. You can just kind of stroll around. It's sort of a community asset. Some of them
Okay.
are tourist traps, and some of them are still private occupancies.
Wow, wow. Okay, I got a silly question, but there's no such thing as a silly question. Are there whales in Wales? Come on,
Uh,
come on, Cohen.
not. Well, I don't know. I don't know really.
Don't burst my bubble, Cohen. Make up a story.
No, I'm not sure.
Okay, all right.
You'll have
Um,
to ask someone that actually is Welsh because I'm not Welsh. I'm just here.
but are you learning to speak Welsh now? And do you read it? I mean, is that necessary to live there?
No,
Okay.
it depends where you live, really. But Welsh, it's not. It's not really widely spoken where I live in Wales. There are pockets of the country where it is quite widely spoken, but for the most part, I think just about everyone in Wales speaks English, and a lot of people will as their first language. So it's not really.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. You also have roots in Barbados. Tell us about that.
Sure thing. So, well, let me slightly flip that question because you mentioned at the start about my name, and I get asked quite often about my name, and it's quite a curious one. And I'll kind of explain all three names. My first name, Cohen, it causes a lot of questions. A lot of people ask me if I have Jewish heritage because obviously Cohen is a very, very common Jewish surname, but it's not that at all. My parents named me after Leonard Cohen, which I've always found slightly curious because neither of them are Leonard Cohen fans.
Did they sing Hallelujah to you when you were a baby? Is that what
No,
happened?
no, I don't think I've ever heard either of them listen to Leonard Cohen. They obviously just like the name, I think. So that's where my first name comes from, and Braithwaite-Kilcoyne obviously is it's a double-barreled surname. Braithwaite is my mom, and Kilcoyne is my dad. And my dad's side of the family, they the family themselves have been in England for about 5 or 6 generations now. But they're an Irish family originally from County Sligo, um, and sort of moved across to the UK in that period of emigration from Ireland in the sort of early 19th century. So Irish roots on my dad's side, and then my mom's family. My mom was born in Suffolk, in the east of England, and she's lived for a lot of her life in Birmingham. But both of her parents, and actually all of her older siblings, were born in Barbados, and her family moved across. They were part of the sort of the Windrush generation that left the
Yes,
Caribbean
Windrush.
and
Yep.
settled in the UK. And Mom's mom has since moved back over to Barbados. Her dad still lives over here. But yeah, so the Caribbean heritage is on my mom's side. And I get asked actually, because Braithwaite, it's a slightly curious one. Braithwaite itself is a very, very common English surname. But in Barbados, it's Brathwaite, and it's a slightly different spelling. And basically, what happened is that my granddad would have come over to this country, and people would have asked him to introduce himself, and he would have said, "Good afternoon, my name is Everton Brathwaite," and people had said, "Good afternoon, Mr. Braithwaite, good to meet you," and it kind of stuck.
I get it. I get it. So,
Yeah.
how did your passion for English folk tradition, where did that come from?
It's a really good question. Uh, Neither of my parents were especially into folk music or folk songs. They have both of them very, very eclectic musical tastes, including folk musics of other countries. My mom particularly is interested in Caribbean folk music and a lot of South American folk music, and even quite a bit of American folk music, as is my dad, first and foremost, though, he was a punk rocker in the 70s and 80s.
Cohen, you got a lot going on. We need about an hour. We need about an hour
you
because I'm
know,
gonna ask you about your hair care in a minute. But keep going. Keep going.
I like it. Um, so there was a lot of sort of musical business going on in the house, a lot of different types of music, and some things that were sort of English folk music or folk music adjacent. Probably the closest were things like the Pogues and the Dubliners and that sort of more Irishy folk music and folk rock. And I suppose it was just those were maybe the things that excited me most, hearing the sounds of things like the fiddles and fiddle tunes, and sort of just gradually getting interested in first Irish folk music, and then realizing that England also had quite a big body of folk music, and for whatever reason, that felt like a more natural place for me to sit. And I got squeeze boxes today, but my first instrument at school was the violin, and so that's where I started with my folk music journey, was learning to play fiddle tunes. Um, and started going along to English folk festivals, and when I was there at those English folk festivals, that's where I started to come across squeeze boxes, melodians, and concertinas in the flesh, and I thought, yeah, I really want to have a go on one of those.
Wow, that they spoke to you. Okay, so
Mm.
bring your melodeon for it, and it actually helped me understand. What's the difference between an accordion, the concertina, the melodeon? Just give us a little bit of the whole squeeze box
Sure.
tradition.
Well, let me show you this one first. This is a concertina. You'll see it's a different shape to the one I had before. It's much smaller and it's got six sides. This particular concertina dates to about the 1880s. It's a 19th century concertina was a 19th century invention, and this one was made in London, as many of the best concertinas were. And all of these instruments really work on a principle of moving air around through these squeezable components, these bellows in the middle, and the air is driven through a steel reed, which is just a strip of steel, and the air sort of vibrates the reed. So when you're hearing sound, it's the sound of the air vibrating the reed, and each button has one or more reeds attached to it. And by pressing the button, you're allowing the air to flow over the reed as you move the bellows.
Let's see
So
where the
it's
button is. Show us where the button is.
there's about 18
Ah, you see
on
them.
this side and about another 18 on this side on
Got
the
it, got it.
steel. Um, and that's the concertina, which is the smaller hexagonal one, and it's got a slightly purer sound and also quite a strident sound. Whereas the melodeon, you'll see it's well, I'll show you a different one to the one I was playing at the start. It's a different
Wow.
shape, and the way that the notes are laid out is slightly different, but it works on the same principle of moving air around and using buttons to allow air to pass over reeds. And this melodeon, in fact, is one that I made 3 years ago with I would admit, a hell of a lot of assistance from a very skilled melodeon maker over in France. I went and spent a week with him in his workshop and
Wow.
came out with this beautiful melodeon after that. And yeah, I'll just
So
show
you designed the exterior, you designed the wood on the outside?
to an extent. So, a funny story with the design is that he chose. I think he just gave me the wood that was in his workshop. Although I really like this quite striking dark wood. But it's got a little inlay, and I'll kind of hold it up to the camera. You see the sort of the
Yes.
checkerboard pattern,
Yep.
um, which the maker Emmanuel suggested that pattern based on the socks I was wearing.
Okay, so you got to have the socks on now. Come on, dude. You told us a story. You got to have the socks to
I
prove it
don't actually. I'm wearing
next
quite
time.
cozy socks
Next time.
today, though. Sort of slightly Christmassy ones still.
Okay, those will work. But next time when you play that particular instrument, we need the socks. Thank you very much. Asking in advance. Thank you so much.
um, but the fundamental thing on both the melodeon and the sort of concertina that I play, which is the Anglo concertina, is that each button will produce two notes. One when you push the bellows in, and one when you pull the bellows out. So the note is determined both by the specific button you're pressing and also by whether you're pushing or pulling the bellows in.
Wow. Wow. I'm just curious, Cohen. Can you play a little Bob Marley on that instrument?
I'm not sure I can actually.
Okay, okay. And then do you have an accordion? I'm just curious.
uh, I don't at the moment. I have in the past tinkered around a little bit with accordions, but the uh, the instrument I was playing at the start, it's a slightly curious one again in that it's somewhere between a melodeon and an accordion. At one point, it was an accordion, but I've had the keyboard on the right hand converted to a melodeon keyboard. And essentially, the difference between the melodeon keyboard and the accordion keyboard is that, as I said, with the melodeon, you get a different note depending on whether you're pushing or pulling the bellows, whereas on the accordion, you get the same note regardless of which way you move the bellows. Um, and probably the most common type of accordion is the piano accordion, which I'm sure many of
Yes.
you will have seen, which has got the piano keyboard on this side. This was a button accordion, so it just had buttons. But as I say, each note each button just produced one note in both directions. But now it changes depending on the bellows direction on the right
And
hand, but on the left hand it's still got the original accordion layout, so I can. So it's a sort of a funky hybrid instrument, and it's good fun to play.
we need to have you at a party. We for sure need to have you at a party. So when you're traveling with those, you just have a series of boxes, or are you putting them in knapsacks? How do you have special cases for them?
I do, and I don't drive myself, which to people in the states always sounds a bit odd, but you can reasonably well get on in this country without driving. There's a fairly comprehensive rail network, so my task is always to try and see how many squeeze boxes I can fit in my suitcase without sort of breaking my shoulder muscles.
Wow, wow, wow. This is fantastic. We definitely need to have you come back. Before you go, talk about the books that you've published on English folk songs. You're really, really deep into this.
Sure, yeah. I published. Well, I've been involved in putting together two books so far, with a friend of mine, a chap called Nick Dow, who's one of the sort of the old school English folk singers. He was came onto the English folk circuit in about the 1970s, and he's a real expert in a lot of things in the way of English traditional song. And we've done two books so far. The first one is a book called Southern Songster, which is based around folk songs that were collected down in the south of England by three folk song collectors, George Gardner and the Hammond brothers. And they were folk songs that were collected in the early 20th century that have essentially not been touched since they were collected. They weren't published at any point. So
Wow.
110 years on or so, we've published them for the first time, and it's been lovely to sort of unearth some of those gems of songs. So
Yes.
that's the first book we put out, which was in 2020, Southern
Congratulations.
Songster, and the second book was a book called A Secret Stream. And Nick is a real expert on Romany Gypsy and Traveller folk song and folklore and customs. He himself has no Romany Gypsy heritage, but he's married into a Romany family, and so his wife Mally and some of her family and friends helped with a lot of the research for the books. And so the book A Secret Stream is focused on songs that were collected again mostly in the early 20th century from Romany Gypsy and Traveller singers and musicians living in England.
Wow.
And again, a lot of those songs had never been published. And my job on both of those books, I should explain, was that I was musical editor. So it was me that transcribed all the notation from the original field
Love
notes.
it.
So yeah,
Love it.
that's the books.
Love it. Okay. There's so many questions, but I know we have to go in a minute. Tell us how you became involved with the Daily Antidote family. What is your connection? What's your in? Who got you in the door here?
It was the wonderful Alex Cummings, who's another great squeeze box player, formerly of this country, but now, of course, living on your side of the pond. And yeah, I was saying just before we opened the doors, I think I met Alex when I was about 12 or 13, and he can't have been that much older. We were both on a bill together at Banbury Folk Festival, which is sort of near Oxford.
Wow. Wow. Well, congratulations on all of your incredible work, the books. You've got two albums. How do people find your music? Tell us how we can support you.
Sure thing. So my website is cohenbk.com, and there's links there to my online shop, so you can buy the physical copies of the CDs as well as the books I've mentioned. There's also a link to my Bandcamp page where you can download it, and I'm on all the usual streaming platforms as well. And I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, under some variation of Cohen Braithwaite-Kilcoyne on all of those platforms.
There's only one CBK, and we have you here. We're so happy to know you. And next time, we want instrument and we want socks. Okay, I'm just putting it forward. We gotta have it. We gotta
Oh
have it.
dear.
You got concerts coming up?
Uh, well, I've got a little run of solo dates through March, and the group I play with, Granny's Attic, we're touring in May. A couple of one-off
Granny's
gigs before then. All dates are on my website and the band website, and on social media and that business.
Okay. Well, you now have new family and fans here in the US, so you've got to come over here. You know that, right? And you're contributing something to the compilation that you mentioned. Well, Alex Cummings, he's got this Bandcamp compilation. Are you contributing something to it, please?
Why not?
Why not? There we go. We have him on record here. Cohen, let's get that wonderful song again, please.
Sure thing. Let me just tell you a little bit about the song before I sing it once more. So, as I mentioned, I'm very much an Englishman, a British person, but heritage is also in Ireland and in Barbados. And I was doing a gig a couple of years ago, and someone asked me the question. He was a mixed race British Asian person, and he said, "Do you ever feel slightly conflicted about how you're sort of really representing a British side but not your Caribbean side?" And he
Hmm.
said, "I find it fascinating because so many mixed people tend to identify more with their non-British side than with their
Mhm.
British side." And I kind of wasn't in the mood for it when he asked me, and I kind of shrugged it off. But it did set up a bit of a train of thought about why it is I sing English folk songs. And even though I absolutely love Caribbean folk music, I love the calypso and the soca and the mento and the Caribbean musical traditions that were sort of introduced to me by my mom. I don't really explore them as a musician, and the conclusion that I came to was that I don't have the voice for it. I don't have the instruments for it. Calypso songs sung with a concertina accompaniment in a British accent is a bit of a is a bit of a niche.
Let me
Um,
tell you, you'd be in your own lane. You would be in your own lane for sure.
um, but more recently I've started to go down the path of looking at. Actually quite a big body of songs in Caribbean islands that were formerly part of the British Empire. Say islands like Barbados, as well as Jamaica and the British Virgin Islands, that are essentially Caribbean reworkings of English folk songs. And that song I sang, that we'll sing again in a moment, Tacoma song, is actually an example of them. It's an English folk song in origin. Um, Many people, in fact, sung it at school as the Keys of Canterbury. And
Wow.
"Madam, I will give to you the keys of Canterbury." Essentially, the same story of a man trying to buy a woman's love, and eventually she agrees for the prize of the keys to his heart. But that version was collected in Jamaica, and it comes from a Jamaican folk story. So it's essentially the same song, but sort of slightly reworked in a Caribbean way. So I kind of like that cross cultural exchange. It's a Caribbean folk song, but I feel that as an English folk singer, I can I can get into it much more.
You can access it. Okay, there you have it. There you have it. All right, let's have the song, please.
Sure thing. I will make you have the present of a nice gold watch, to wear it in the streets, to let the people see. If you'll only be my true lover, if you'll only be my true lover. No, 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 not for all your gold watch. I will never be your true lover. I will never be your true lover. I will make you have the present of a nice gold chain, to wear it in the streets, to let the people see. If you'll only be my true lover, if you'll only be my true lover. No, 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 not for all your gold chain. I will never be your true I will make you have the present of a nice coach and six to ride about all day and let the people see. If you're lonely, be my true lover. If you're lonely, be my true lover. No, 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 not your coach nor your six. I will never be your true lover. I will never be your true lover. I will make you have the present of a houses and land to walk about all day and let the people see. If you're lonely, be my true lover. If you're lonely, be my true lover. No, 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 not your house nor your lands. I will never be your true lover. I will never be your true lover. I will make you have the present of the key to my heart. Married we will be and will never, never part. If you're lonely, be my true lover. If you're lonely, be my true lover. Yes, 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 for the key to your heart. I will always be your true lover. I will always be your true lover.
Wow, everybody, let's give it up for Cohen Braithwaite-Kilcoyne. Cohen, thank you so much for being our new friend, for sharing your time, your talents, giving us a history of the music that you love so much, and sharing a song of true love. We appreciate that. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. All right. We wish you a day filled with lots of love, lots of laughter, good food, good food. Always. Everybody, let's welcome and thank Cohen Braithwaite-Kilcoyne. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having
Okay.
me.
All right. Let's wrap this up. Let's see. There is a community sing that's happening on January 21st. There's Reggie Harris, Thea Hopkins, Baba Jim Harkless, and a surprise guest. You got to tune in to see. You got to tune in to see. Let's see. The Secret Santa Dote reveal that's going to be happening, I believe, starting next week. Every day, if you want to hang behind to stay afterwards to see. I'm going to come in a couple times because I just like the idea of that, the Secret Santa Dote, when I can come in. So please be on the lookout for that. Alex Cummings CD project. We want to thank Alex for bringing Cohen to us. The Bandcamp compilation is on its way with Daily Antidote artist. I'm not sure if they need assistance in contributing, but go to the website and you'll find out how you can. Jaden always needs photos for the community corner, and I think that is it for the moment. Before we say our final goodbyes, I want to again extend an invitation to any new people in the room. Please let us know where you're tuning in from, your name, your city, your country, how you found us. And one of these days, Jojo Rossi is going to give you a very special welcome. Jojo, I might join you on that one. We're going to see. All right, let's thank Cohen Braithwaite Kilcoyne for being here today. If you need to drop, we will see you next time. Remember, socks and instrument. Okay, there we go. And so it is. We want to thank JoJo as always. We want to thank Jaden, jamming on the one, making sure everything happens. And we want to thank Carpe Diem Arts for bringing this together. Okay, let's say goodbye to our Facebook Live family. We'll see you next time. And let's say goodbye to Kevin in DC. Kevin, did you have fun today? thank you for being here with your magic flute. Jim in New York City, great to see you always. Gary, so many solutions. We still appreciate you. Leah in Illinois, thank you, thank you. Hey, Martha, we'll see you next time. Dory and Ollie. Maybe, baby, baby, maybe. It really did happen. Thank you so much. Cricket, I love seeing you dance. Cohen, did you see Cricket dancing while you were playing? She was spinning around. That's a dancer right here. Hoda in British Columbia. Always good to see you, love. Ruth in Birmingham, UK. Great to see you. Make sure you check Cohen out. He's in your neck of the woods. Also, Pauline in Newcastle, UK. Check Cohen out. Trish in Victoria, thank you for being here. Sheila in Florida, I hope it's not chilly today. Thank you for being here. My girl, Susan G. I can't say enough about you and all of the eye candy that's going on behind you. I love it. I want to know what all the words are on there in going on back there. And the quilting, everybody. Susan, can't thank you enough. Appreciate your being here always. Storm, thank you, my friend. I got oranges right over here. I'm going to have them for breakfast this morning. Appreciate you. Love to you and Mariah. And in Silver Spring, thanks for being here. Ralph and Victoria, we appreciate you. Kathleen in Albuquerque. We'll see you next time. Deborah in Kentucky. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Kat Cox in Vermont. You look like you're resting and chilling. I hope you're having a resting and chillful day. Good for you. Annette in California. Hey, is that a butterfly in your hair? You got butterflies or what you got going on up there? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, it's a band. Okay. Looks great. Kate in cold Charlottesville. I hope this music has kept you warm, warmed your heart up. Mabel and Bears. There's one bear, two bear with Mabel in Massachusetts. Thank you so much. Amanda Miles in Michigan. Miles, show us that heart. Show us that perfect heart again. Perfect. Perfection. Thank you. Kevin Ennis is here. Everybody, we're sending love to Kevin Ennis, day 1017 in Massachusetts. Kevin, we so appreciate you. And we are just wishing the best. We're wishing comfort. We're wishing peace for you. We're wishing peace of mind and peace in your body. Bonnie in Boise. Good seeing you, love, always. Thank you for being here. Jane in Texas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. We've got Jean in Pittsburgh, my dad's hometown. Thank you for being here. Aloysius spreading love somewhere out in the world. Sushan is here. Kate in Tacoma Park, Maryland. Hey, is that my Katie? That's my Katie. Oh, wow. Oh, love seeing you, Katie. Thank you. Linda is here. Thank you. Deli is here. Susan in Tacoma Park. Bob is on his iPhone. Jamie's in Victoria, BC. Dan is in Vienna. Karen is in Oregon. Dick and Kathy. Baby Bobby Seal says hello to you. Can you see that? Okay. Great seeing you always in Victoria. Jane in Maryland. Caroline in DC, my book reading friend. And Suzanne in Maryland. Love, love, love seeing everybody here. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. Beautiful day. Thanks, Cohen. We'll see you next time. See everybody next time.